So the power ranking video just went up a few moments ago, and I wanted to record a news video just to come out of the weekend because we had a couple signings that took place that I want to mention. But we also want to talk about the big story coming out of Barrie over the weekend, which of course was the postponed game between the Barrie Colts and the Niagara IceDogs. They were supposed to play at the Saddle Arena Saturday night. However, there was an incident while the ice crews were preparing for warm up. If you're there before the game, you'll always notice that the crews are out there preparing the ice. They have their drills and they're getting the ice ready to put the posts into the ice so they don't slide around. They've got the pegs. But what happened is one of the crew members used the drill and went a little too far, went actually into the concrete, striking the pipe for the glycol line, and because of that, a pink liquid ended up coming out, spewed onto the ice, and with that unsafe ice conditions, they decided to postpone the game. I know there was some frustrations there from both teams. They wanted to play this game, and then of course you got the fans who were getting ready to file in. They weren't let into the arena just yet, but then were turned away, letting them know that the game was in fact postponed. It kind of reminded me of a situation that happened up in Sudbury a few years ago when I covered the Sudbury Wolves. The Erie Otters were supposed to play. That was the Connor McDavid time. And the same situation, using the drill to open up the ice for the peg for the post. And I believe it was the brine line they struck that night. And the Erie Otters, of course, it's a 12-hour or 8-hour journey home from there. So they extended their stay in Northern Ontario a couple of nights and ended up playing that game. So it's very similar to that situation. However, it's not as far of a drive from St. Catharines to Barrie. So the Niagara IceDogs will be making a return in a couple of weeks. They have announced that that game will take place on Tuesday, March 19th. That'll be a 7 p.m. puck drop. I know the game on Saturday was supposed to be a sellout of over 4,000 fans, but those tickets will be honored at the game on the 19th. So it's gonna be what it is. You can't really go around it. I was sent an image from the Saddle Arena from this morning, and they had to take all the ice out to make the repair. So it looks like it's going to be an extensive fix at the Saddle Arena. The Colts, they're scheduled to play their next home game Thursday night against the Mississauga Steelhead. So everything should be good to go for Thursday. We'll just make sure stay tuned in regards to the ice situation at the Saddle. And I would think they have everything patched up and ready to go for the next home game. But you know what? You just never know. With the way this season has been, first they had the audio issues at the Saddle Arena. We went for almost a whole game with no music, no PA announcements, and then I think it was going into the third period, the system was back online. So it's just been one of those years at the Saddle Arena from audio to ice. But they'll have everything figured out. I know they want to upgrade the audio system this summer, and of course, the city in negotiations with the Barrie Colts about extending their lease. That'll probably also include the proposed expansion as they want to add seats to the arena. But still, you got to think the Saddle Arena. It's now 30 years old, and it's been battered and bruised, but it's still got some good charm, and this just adds to its character, I guess. So that's what happened this week. But also, I just wanted to note because of the rescheduled game, the Barrie Colts, they've played the fewest games in the Ontario Hockey League, and now they have to play 12 games in 16 nights to finish the regular season. Their next game is going to be Tuesday night in Peterborough, and then, as I mentioned, they're home on Thursday against Mississauga, home Saturday to North Bay, and then they go to Oshawa Sunday evening, and then you've got Niagara here on the Tuesday night, and it's going to be a busy schedule. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not for these guys going into the playoffs, because they're still battling for a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. So it'd probably be good for these Colts if they could clinch a playoff spot and then maybe rest up a little before opening that first round series. Looks like right now, if the playoffs started today, they'd be playing the Brantford Bulldogs, and that would not be an easy matchup. But still, we got a couple more weeks to go before we can talk about potential matchups in the first round of the playoffs. But they got to fix the rink at the Saddle Arena after the mishap which happened on Saturday. And also just wanted to talk about a couple of signings. First, it was announced over the weekend that Sandis Vilmanis of the North Bay Battalion, he has signed his NHL entry-level contract with the Florida Panthers, which is pretty exciting stuff. Vilmanis, he's had a pretty strong season, 28 goals, 25 assists, good for 53 points over 50 games. And of course, that's between Sarnia and North Bay. He was traded to the Battalion at the OHL trade deadline, and He also had a good showing at the World Junior Hockey Championships with Team Latvia. So Vilmanis being rewarded for his efforts, and it'll be good to see him as a member of the Florida Panthers in the future. And the second signing, it was announced yesterday that Denver Barkey of the London Knights has signed his entry-level contract with the Philadelphia Flyers. Barkey has been outstanding this season. Right now, fifth in the league in points with 87, third in assists with 56, and he's tied with Easton Cowan with 7 shorthanded goals. That's the most in the Ontario Hockey League. So congratulations to Denver Barkey. Well deserved. And it'll be fun to see what he's capable of the rest of the way for the London Knights this season. This is a Knights team that looks like they're primed and ready for a deep playoff run, much like we saw last year when they went to the OHL final and lost to the Peterborough Petes. But they're going to look for a different outcome this year, I'm sure, with Denver Barkey and company. And yeah, we'll see what happens next. So let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts on either the signings, Vilmanis or Barkey, or your take on the arena situation with the Barrie Colts going forward. Obviously, they're going to fix it. We'll be able to have games again at the Saddlein Arena, but it's just an unfortunate series of events from the ice crew damaging the pipe and the floor, and now the whole ice had to be taken out. And you got to figure this is probably an expensive fix, and that'll be on the city of Barrie to cover the bill, or at least that's my understanding. They operate the arena, so either way, that's where we're at. The game has been rescheduled. Let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts on the scenarios. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you again soon.